I'm going to talk to you this evening about understanding your relationship with time, and probably spend maybe 20 minutes sort of going through that, and then we'll have some time to go through your specific questions, because this is what I feel like people really want these days. So, as I said, your relationship with time, we're really going to understand this, because there is something that you have in you at the moment which is creating the results that you've got. And we're going to look at that relationship and how you can reinvent and redefine that relationship to create a new way of working. We're also going to talk about how that is actually costing you, so that you'll be able to leave here tonight with a commitment, an energy, a decisiveness to be able to take some action. And then we're going to talk about our amazing 888 formula, which is what everybody cannot stop talking about. So, without further ado, who am I and how am I even qualified to be here talking to you tonight about this? Well, let's get the cat out of the bag. I was never a PA or an EA, so I don't specifically understand the challenges that you ladies are facing right now in your careers. However, I did work in finance for over 10 years, and I worked in a support role. I was in a marketing department of an investment management, an asset management and a hedge fund, and also a high street bank. So I totally understand what it's like to manage multiple stakeholders when your email looks more like a shopping list, when your to-do list is going crazy, and when everybody wants everything now. So this was my life for over 10 years. And it kind of was almost like I was on a hamster wheel. Maybe you can identify with this. You go to bed, you get up the next morning, you go in, you firefight your email, same situations happen, same people, same problems. Maybe you go to the pub with your work colleagues after work, then you go home, you go to bed, you get up the next day and you do it again. Well, this is my life, and I just was so fed up with it. So I did what everybody did, went and got a different job, went and bought handbags, went and bought shoes, went on holidays, champagne, different champagnes, more expensive champagnes, just to see if that was the answer. Clothes, relationships, you name it, I tried it. I tried everything. And it's Albert Einstein who actually said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to get a different result. Well, I think I must have a problem with learning things, because I kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. Until one day, my boss said he was going to send me on a trip to the US. And that was it. I was like, this is the answer to all my prayers. This is what is going to make me feel better. This is going to elevate me to the next level. That's it. 24 hours after arriving in the US, this is where I was. In the emergency room. And the doctor was waking me up to tell me that at 32 I'd had a stroke. This was 7 years ago, and this is why I am so passionate about helping people to create a better relationship with their time. Because I negotiated everything. I made everything else way more important than my own actual life. Like sleep was negotiable, personal development was negotiable, everything was negotiable. I did everything for everybody else and nothing for myself. So that was it, that was my wake-up call. I walked away from that with only sort of, well, I say only because it's not only, but like the post-traumatic stress, PTSD, sort of mental health side of it. I didn't walk away with a disability, but it almost is harder to overcome something when no one else can see, because you look fine, so you must be fine. So what on earth are you going to do? So that was it. I made a decision. This hamster wheel is for sale. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting to get a different result. So cue the last 7 years of a personal development journey and starting a business 5 years ago, writing a book, speaking around the world about time management, about productivity, about how important your life is and why it really matters to you. So that's just a little bit to me so that you understand where I'm coming from and why it's not necessarily that I am here to help you manage your to-do list. I'm here to help you see your to-do list in a whole freaking different way. Make sense? Right, this is messed up. Don't know how I'm going to recover from that. Yeah, let's just imagine that we can't see that over the top of there because I can't really show this to you. So this is Oprah Winfrey. Bear with me. This is Arianna Huffington. And this is, if you like it, you should have put a... So this is supposed to be my dramatic, what do you have in common with these three ladies? And you already guessed it. The reason why this is dramatic but not dramatic is when we recognize we have the same 24 hours as the person next to us and they are living XYZ life, what is possible for them is possible for you. Bear with me here for a minute because someone in a talk I did the other day shouted out, yeah, but I don't have their assistants. These three ladies started from ground zero. They didn't have those assistants. They just dreamed a dream that was bigger than them. So what I love to do is look out into the world and see people who are proof of what's possible. So it gives me inspiration and motivation to then be able to make changes. Make sense? So sorry that slide didn't quite work there. But basically, take away from it, you have the same 24 hours as the person next to you. So if the person next to you is good at managing their time, what are they doing? Like, turn into a detective and start investigating what every single person is doing when it comes to time and time management. Because ultimately, you're in a relationship with time, whether you like it or not. The relationship literally comes down to the beliefs you have about it. Who thinks they have enough time? Yes? No? No. Who would say rich people have more time?
The same for everybody.
Who would say it's not possible to have more time? So when we start to really explore what our beliefs are about time, then we can change them. When we truly, truly dig and become aware of what we're thinking when it comes to time, we have the ability to rewrite everything. Because ultimately, the reason why we're not clear about when it comes to time is because we've not got clear goals. We don't really know what we are doing. I mean, some people, if I ask them, what are your plans? What do you want? Oh, I'm going to retire in 10 years' time. This is what they used to tell me in my office. I'm going to retire in 10 years' time. And then the market crashed and their pension was worthless and now they're going to retire in 15 years' time. Is that a life? Sounds like a prison sentence to me. They don't have a purpose, they don't have an aspiration, they don't have a reason to get out of bed every morning. So therefore, they're not going to change anything to create more time. They don't have any deadlines, there's no urgency, there's nothing that's like, I want to do X and I want to do it in 6 months' time. I want to get fitter, I want to get healthier, I want to learn how to meditate, I want to go to a certain country, I want to... Whatever it is that you want to do, without a goal or a deadline, this is what your life looks like. It's like staring at a wall. That's not going to motivate anybody. So now we're all feeling depressed. Cool. It's time to get excited. Right, turn to the person next to you. If there is no one next to you, you might need to move. And for 1 minute, each of you is going to share with the other what would motivate you to try something new. So off you go. When I raise my hand like this, we're going to be quiet. And let's switch over. Let the other person have a say. And time. Okay, I'm like a teacher with my hand up. Somebody taught me how to do this. You're supposed to all raise your hands as well, but I think that's a bit too much. Anyway, you're quiet, so that's fine. First of all, I just want to ask you, how easy was it to actually have this conversation with somebody? To actually think what would motivate you to try something new? The possibility of doing something new. Was it easy? Was it hard? It's my true belief that we don't spend enough time doing this. So when we first get started, we're a bit like, I don't know. Truth is, you do know. So the more you do this, it's like a muscle, it's like exercising. The more you do it, get out of your comfort zone, the easier it becomes. Okay, so we're going to take a share from this side and a share from this side about what would motivate you to try something new. Over here, who is brave? Floor is yours.
Happy.
Yeah, at the back.
I said to prove somebody wrong. So if they thought you couldn't do something, then I would be like, well, just do it, buddy. It's maybe not the best, but honest.
But I come from this school of thought of there's no right, there's no wrong. Whatever gets you started is good enough. Somebody was saying this as an example the other day. I ate half a donut. Congratulations, you didn't eat the other half. Everything is the reframe. Flick the switch, turn it round and see. So if that motivates you to get started, then something else, it will peter out and something else will take its place as time goes on. So can we just have a little clap for sharing that? Because it is brave to speak to a room. So who on this side?
Well, we work together.
Yeah.
We work in the same company, but we actually work in different roles. And she motivated me to get a new role in the
Definitely
same
motivated, didn't push out, like just like clarify that, didn't like shove it out.
Yeah. So, because I'm not in the old role, I feel like I want to try something new, and she gave me the courage.
So somebody else's belief in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could definitely see in her that she was operating at a relatively, not low level, that's
No.
horrible, but like I could see she had so much potential, and in the role she was in, the people she was supporting just probably weren't giving her that encouragement and that empowerment. So yeah, off she went and left me.
Shame on you. Congratulations. So can we have a clap for that as well? Right. Just to give you some ideas, here are some other things that might motivate you to try something new. The ultimate one, success. Whatever success means for you, everybody wants success in any shape or form. Might be freedom, might be money, might be a new job, whatever it is. But success, the results, is a big motivator. Rewards, again, could be money, could be the time to look at a sunset or a sunrise. Happens 52 times a year, or 365 days a year the sun rises and sets. Might be something that you want to actually do with your time, because ultimately time is slipping through our fingers. It could be a new opportunity, new job, but also it could be a promotion within the business that you're actually in, not trying to get people out of work here. And then the final one, who has heard about vision boards? Has a vision board? Amazing. So a vision board is a great way to spend some time thinking about the lifestyle that you want. I would highly encourage you to think about how you want to feel in that lifestyle, as much as cars, boats, planes, holidays, handbags, shoes, all of that kind of thing. Because as I said earlier, ultimately when you've got all the stuff, it really happiness is an inside job. So, next question. What would you do with more time? Do you want to chat to each other, or do you want to shout out some examples?
Get rid of my paperwork.
Get rid of your paperwork. Amazing.
Travel.
Travel?
Yeah, travel.
Awesome.
Spend more time with family.
Family? That's a great one.
Spa.
Spa. Oh, I'm there. Book me in. A massage. 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Long time to treat yourself to do something you really want to do.
Amazing.
You really want that. You're going to make sure it's going to get to that point you don't make it happen.
Yeah. So important to have time for yourself. You're almost, it's like you know what my slides are going to be.
I didn't know between years being a mother.
Yeah, well, this is I can't wait to share the 888 because this is the point of it all. Anyone on this side? Was it more sleep, you said? I'm running a sleep challenge at the moment. I'm absolutely obsessed about sleep. It's a freaking superpower. Did you know, just to like digress for a minute, you can look younger if you have more sleep. You can lose weight. It increases your metabolism. It improves your immune system, so you're less likely to be ill.
Dementia.
Yeah, stops dementia, can put long-term serious critical illness on hold. Like, sleep is insane.
Stop stress.
Reduces stress, yeah, reduces anxiety as well. And it helps make us less emotional, so then we respond less dramatically to dramas and pressure at work and at home and in our families. Any more things that you would do with more time?
Give to others.
Yeah, charity, that's a good one.
Volunteer.
Volunteer somewhere.
Yeah, volunteer, amazing.
Go and build a school or teach English in those.
You're very specific here.
Build a school.
Get that on your vision board, Mozambique.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love the bigger you dream, and the more you can do this kind of exercise. Feel free to take a picture of this slide and ask yourself this when you leave, because fundamentally this is your life. So if you're not clear on what you would want to do with your time, in essence you're wasting your own life. You're not going to get another one. This is like showtime. And the only way to do anything is to do it imperfect and do it before you have permission to do it, and do it when you don't really know how to do it, because the clock is always ticking and time is running out. That sounds a bit dramatic. So let me talk to you. Who is good at maths? This slide is working at least. What is 8 times 3? Woohoo, you're all smart. Okay, now the 888 formula is, it's a way for you to review your life in a quick snapshot. It is not something that we are telling people that they will want to aspire to. It is a way for you to quickly look at what is going on and to recognize where things are out of balance in your own life. So whether we like it or not, we need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. We negotiate it, and when we don't have it, I don't know about you, but I tend to be overly emotional. My brain is so much slower. I can't get things done. I make really poor eating choices, and I literally can't wait to get to bed. So for me, I need 7.5 hours sleep. Everybody is different. Work it out yourself. Only 3% of people actually need 6 hours sleep. So if you're one of those people, I would absolutely love to meet you, but unfortunately, I need 7.5. The other thing that isn't really negotiable is that we have to work, because we live in a physical reality where cash funds dreams, and society decided that it should be 8 hours of work. Who here works 8 hours? Oh, a couple of you, fantastic. The lady with the new job. We'll all be speaking to you later. And so this is what happens with this. It's like we negotiate the sleep, we negotiate the work, because here is the scary bit. The middle bit is everything else. People say to me, well, where does the commute go? I'm like, activities. Where does my relationship go? Activities. Where does my hobbies go? Activities. Where does my admin go? Activities. And this is why people have like a bit of a brain explosion with the 888 formula, because ultimately it helps them to start recognizing your time matters so much, and where you're spending it is getting those results. So you are now going to go back and look at your life and start analysing who you're spending time with in the evenings and the weekends, who in work is actually dominating your time. Is it the person who is going to be assessing you at the end of the year to see that you have delivered on what it is that your KPIs are? Or are there other stakeholders in the business who are trying to use you even though you're not their resource? Are there certain systems? Are there things that if you had training on, you would be able to understand how to be more productive in work? Now, tonight we're just literally talking more about personal productivity in your relationship with time, not specifically about how to manage your to-do list and manage your projects and chunk things down. But that's something that we have another conversation with, and when we do other trainings. But the point is that we've identified that when people are able to start to see their time in this way, they can then become much more productive, because they're now aware of how valuable every 15 minutes is in the office. I'm not turning you into lawyers that are going to be sort of looking at the clock and keeping spreadsheets on who you're working with and how long for. But this, I would like to encourage you to go away and start being a detective in your life and identifying who are the culprits, who are you having long conversations with to give them free coaching and counselling, where actually a professional might be able to do a better job. Not that I'm saying you don't do a good job, but a professional might be able to do it in half the time, and also your friend is paying them and you get some time back. So that's the 888 formula. Everybody's, as I said, everybody's numbers are different, but what I'd like you to understand is that where, oh, my slides are not working at all. Where these all overlap, here in the middle, is where you find your joy. And a balanced life is a joyful life. We're here to enjoy, would you agree, our one life. So work out from here now, tonight, go away, work out how much sleep you need just by identifying. Work out who in work is stealing your time, and start to work out who in your private life, and also what admin is stealing your time. I've had people who have said to me, I just don't want to clean my toilet. I know I just jumped from admin to toilets, but bear with me there. I just don't want to clean my toilet. And quite frankly, I don't really want to go to the supermarket anymore. And I'm sort of over making my own bed. So I've got a housekeeper. I'm like, oh, fantastic. And she said, do you know how much time it's got me back? And do you know how many other things I can do as a result of it? And thank you, that was all because your 888 and whatever you were babbling on about, it made me...
Do the shopping and all.
Yeah.
Handy.
But, yeah. Yeah. But you could start small. You can start with a cleaner. You could start with, and so this is what I'm going to talk to you about now, so that you go away with something. And we call it the 8-minute activity. Now, we all agreed at the start you haven't really got that much time, but you have got 8 minutes. And how I know you've got 8 minutes is because if something was flooding in your house, you would be able to fix it. So you've got 8 minutes, because you're not going to let your house flood. So it's really about then looking at where the time is going, what other things are stealing the time, to say, okay, I've got 8 minutes, what am I going to do in my life today for myself for 8 minutes? Some examples of what people have said: they are going to meditate for 8 minutes, they are going to do some yoga stretches, some people were going to get up from their desk at lunchtime and go for a walk. They were also going to meet up with each other. Obviously, I was doing a talk in another building the other day, and it takes about 20 minutes to get out of the building, so hopefully you're not in buildings where by the time you go to, it was Canary Wharf, by the time you go to the lift, I mean, yeah, 8 minutes is almost gone. Other people were reading books. Another woman has had a poetry book for 5 years, and she was going to read 2 poems a day. No idea how long the poems are, but anyway, I come from a place of no judgment. I don't care what you do, whatever it is you do, think of something that you can do tomorrow for 8 minutes that would make you happy.
Dance around the kitchen.
Dance around the kitchen. Fantastic. Anyone else come up with anything quickly? There's no right or wrong in this. What is coming up first of all is the thing that you do tomorrow. You don't have to do it every day. Just one thing, one day.
Reading a book rather than looking at my phone on the train.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Anyone else think of anything? What you think of now is what you will go away and do. I absolutely guarantee it. And when you say it out to the room as well, you're embedding it in a part of your brain that will keep you accountable tomorrow. It will remind you, you told that room you were going to do X, Y, Z. No? Struggling? This is my final slide. We've got a free Facebook group that you're super welcome to join. That's the link. If anything I've said tonight has resonated with you, I would love to see you in there. Take a photo of that slide before. So the link is bit.ly/888 community in capitals, but if you take a photo of the slide, it's probably quicker. And then these are my details. Connect with me on LinkedIn if you want further chats about any of this, or to talk about how this kind of training could be brought in to help your PA networks. If you've got anything like this, then super happy to have those conversations. And I'm not sure how much time we've got for any questions, but we've got a fit guy over here who's raring to go, so maybe 2 questions. Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with someone else who is bad with their time? So if you are waiting for something from them, or you're just conscious that their understanding of time is not as yours is, how do you go about dealing with that?
So there's a long answer and a short answer to this. The short answer, do some further research on before you act upon it, because obviously the long answer is probably the one you want to take action on. But the short answer is, first of all, who are they in the chain of everything? If they're a superior, then obviously it's super hard to train up. If it's somebody else who is sort of in your chain of delivering what it is that you're delivering, then it really, I come from this place of I teach people how to do things based on how I do it. So they can start to learn from my example. So rather than being a parent telling them off, I am more like a coach or a trainer saying, how can I help? What do you need help with? Identifying what their core problem is with time, helping them as much as you can with as much time as you've got, before then identifying other places that they can go to, perhaps HR for some specific training. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the short answer.
Cool, thank you.
What do you do with your 8 minutes a day?
So I like to mix it up because I have a really low attention span. So this morning I did 4 minutes of breathing and 4 minutes of meditation. The day before I did sort of 8 minutes of just yoga kind of stretching, because my body really calls for it when I wake up in the morning. Maybe it's age, but I just feel like I have to stretch.
Yeah, because I can't do the meditation. Like if I try to start meditating I start thinking of all the stuff that I actually have to do, and then I have to do it, so it just doesn't work for me.
So meditating.
Yeah.
Meditating's been a super interesting journey for me, because I first started off with like, this is weird, people that teach it are weird, I don't like it, get away from me. To then people saying, oh, download this app and try this, and download that app and try that, and this is how I do it, and that's how I do that, and go over here and try that, and I'm like, I'm so freaking confused. I don't like this app because this person's voice is annoying, and I'm not going to that place because it's in a weird location and I don't really like it and I don't want to go there. So to answer it, I had all this resistance. And then came into my life a meditation teacher. So I first started off with her like, this is all bullshit, I don't get it. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. Wow. And so then we just talked about what my understanding of it was and what it should be. And she was like, so in essence, everybody has this whole chit-chat about it, what it should be, but it really just is about learning how to silence the voices, and it takes time. So at lunchtime, I went to a 30-minute meditation class. I nearly freaked out. I nearly had to leave because my mind was going over my to-do list, feeling sick because she was walking around the room, didn't want to be there. But you get to a stage where you start to see the voice and the chit-chat for what it is, and you start to hear your own voice. I can't even believe I'm saying this, because I used to think that this was so weird. I literally was like, it's black and white, emotions are weakness, voices are crazy, but there's nothing like almost dying to suddenly just, the page is blank. I'm open to anything. I literally will try anything once, and believe me, I've tried all sorts of crazy stuff because we're all going out in a box, so give it a go. And just, sorry, I'm a bit weird when it comes to death, because I'm just like, yeah, just, life's a game, it's the Matrix. And that sort of gives me then permission to just try stuff, do stuff, and encourage other people to give it a go. So yeah, try meditation, try other things, try working with different people. And at first I couldn't sit still for more than 3 minutes. But now on a good day I can do 8 minutes of silence. Maybe it happens once a week. But we'll sit there and let the chatter go on, but in my head I'll be like, you're going to sit here for this 8 minutes. Because meditation is the act of calming your nervous system, so whether you think it's doing anything or not, it actually is.
Do you listen to your inner child and your intuition when you're doing meditation?
Sometimes it speaks to me, sometimes doesn't.
Because I've been learning about that the last 2 years.
Inner child work is amazing for understanding, I mean, sorry, we do have another speaker and this could go on for hours, but basically we are who we are from what happened to us 0 to 7. So all the beliefs come from other people. The next phase of your life is really about identifying, is this the belief I want to have? Is it serving me? Who do I want to be? Why am I here? And how do I want to spend my time? Which is where I'm saying back to time. Any other questions, or shall we hand over?